Well, let's talk about the weather because fans are crowding into Fenway. You're thinking fans of baseball. Nope. Fish fans. Fish is playing tonight.
Fortunately, it stopped raining out in Detroit where the Red Sox are playing tonight. Finally, they're going to get that game going. Barry, we had quite the afternoon out there. Boy, when those storms, they were overhead for a long time.
Oh, my gosh, it's been quite a day indeed, Ken. Let's take a look at what's going on the last couple of days because Boston got its first 90-degree day of the season, and that happened yesterday at 2:35 in the afternoon, the first 90-degree day. Now, on average, the first 90 degrees in Boston happens on June 8th. The earliest it happened was back on April 7th, 2010, when we hit 90 degrees. The latest we had the first 90-degree day was August 6th in 1906. More recently, we had 90 degrees, didn't hit that until July 19th. That was in 2015. But Boston today hit 95 degrees at 2:27 this afternoon. Pretty hot day, but it wasn't up to the record. We hit 101 back in 1911. That was one hot year. The highest temperature ever recorded was 104 in Boston. That was in July 4th, 1911. The average high for this date's 81. These were your highs across the area, 90 to 95 in areas west and northwest, including Boston. Pretty hot stuff. And 80s over southeastern Mass. Even the Cape was warm. Nantucket was 74. And now we're still in the 70s. Those temperatures took quite a drop as some of those thunderstorm rains came overhead. And the dew points haven't dropped much at all, just a couple or 3 degrees from where they were all day long, 70 to 75. When it's 70 or higher, it's pure tropical air. It's very oppressive. But here's our relief up here in southern Canada. This is the kind of air which is coming our way. It's going to be so refreshing tomorrow. And this is the dew point trend map, and you don't see any humid weather on here for the next 5 days. Dew point tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, 54. 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon, 56. It actually goes down a little bit on Tuesday afternoon, then starts to go up a little bit. By the end of the upcoming week, it'll be very humid all over again. Below temperatures tonight, 68 to 70. It's going to be very muggy much of the night, starting to dry out in the early morning hours. Then we'll definitely notice it when you wake up tomorrow morning. We'll have high temperatures around 74 to as high as 77 in some coastal locations, to as high as 83 to 85 farther inland tomorrow. So not nearly as warm as it was today. These will be highs across the country tomorrow, noticing that cool down here in the northeast, all because this cold front came along and triggered the band of thunderstorms. The main band, the initial band, had all the rain and most of the lightning. A little bit of residual rain is still left behind this area of heavy thunderstorms. Look at all that lightning. My gosh, there was a ton of it. And we don't have much left over, just some mostly light, few pockets of moderate rain. A couple little lightning bolts down here around Falmouth area, but that's about it. Most of it is winding down as it heads down in that direction. So we say goodbye to it, and we watch the clearing come down in the early morning hours. So it's going to be warm much of the night. Still leftover cloudiness first thing tomorrow morning, especially south of the Mass Pike, but that should shift southward. And most of the rest of the day will be on the sunny side with just a few clouds. And we'll be going to the low and middle 70s along the coast. But it's back in here, farther west, northwest of Boston, will be up in the middle 80s. We cool off and very comfortable tomorrow night. And on Monday, it warms up to the low and middle 80s again at least, especially farther inland. So for beach and boating Sunday, you don't have to worry about any thunderstorms popping up. 73 to 77 for the air temperatures along the coast. High tide at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The water temperatures warmed up nicely, 66 to 72. The breeze will be brisk first thing in the morning out of the north-northeast, and it becomes lighter as an onshore breeze during tomorrow afternoon. So 7 days ahead look like this. We still have summery weather, and these high temperatures, the highest temperatures 86, 89, as you see there. This farther northwest of Boston for the most part. It's along the coast, and it's going to be in the 70s for several of the days. And the humidity will stay low. The wind will be relatively light most of the time along the coast, supporting a sea breeze. So overall, it's a very nice vacation week coming up till we get some thunderstorms and rain along about Friday.
But this morning, when you walked outside, you could almost wring the air out.
Oh, my gosh. So true. Yeah, but it's going to be all different tomorrow morning. Yeah. So much drier.
We appreciate that.
All right, Barry. Thanks.
Thanks, Barry.